Hi there, I'm Paul Hardingham, the Vicar of St Peter's, and welcome to my thought for the day. It's difficult to believe, isn't it, that we've been living with COVID restrictions now for just under a year. Even with the vaccine rollout and lockdown beginning to be eased, I'm sure, like me, you're longing for restoration in terms of normality of life. And this echoes the prayer in Psalm 126, verse 4. There we read, "Restore our fortunes, Lord, like streams in the Negeb." Now the Negeb was a dry and arid desert region, and so it's a good picture of the last 12 months that we've been living with. The psalmist is longing for God to refresh his community, like rivers flowing from the distant mountains, and we too share that longing. However, he talks about this renewal in surprising terms. In the next two verses, it says, "Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with them." Our sorrows and tears are being compared here with the seed sown by the farmer. We're told that this produces a harvest of joy when the sheaves are gathered in. Now, we're all experienced in sorrows and tears over this past year, aren't we? And they represent much time and opportunity lost to us. However, the verses suggest that everything we've gone through will ultimately be fruitful in the future. I think these verses tell us not to waste our sorrows. Now, you can't imagine a farmer simply dumping the seed in one spot in the field and expecting a harvest. In the same way, we shouldn't dismiss our struggles and frustrations, but we should be ready to keep sowing with tears. Even when you want to give up, there's a field to be sown. It means keeping close to God, watching out for our neighbour who's struggling, encouraging the family, being there for a work colleague or somebody at school. I have to keep reminding myself that point, to keep picking up my bag of seeds and keep sowing. However, notice that the writer is not simply saying that joy follows on from sorrow if we wait long enough. Although this is true, he's really saying that true joy is a product of sorrow. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Joy is the fruit that comes when we go through pain and suffering. It's expressed in the character of Jesus. And I've certainly found this to be true for myself. It's a joy that can bring endurance and patience, hope and peace, trust and security. And we see the pattern of this in the life and death of Jesus himself. In Hebrews 12 it says, "For the joy that was set before him, Jesus endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart." We're at that point, aren't we, where we don't want to lose heart. But because of what Jesus went through, we can be confident that our tears of sorrow will be turned into songs of joy. On the cross, Jesus died for us, taking our disappointments and sadnesses on himself. And so we, rather than trusting in our circumstances, can rely on him to see us through. And he will bring us to that point where there is joy on our lips. So as we come into the future, as we face the next months and indeed years, let's be sure that our sorrows are not wasted and we keep focused on Jesus. Of course, it's hard to see things getting back to the way they were. However, we can be sure that all that God has been teaching us will be vital lessons that will equip us for the way ahead. This last year has been a vital opportunity of learning, and despite the difficulties, those sorrows and sadnesses have never been wasted. And let's go into this coming year in the same breath. I have to say that I can't wait to get back to the gym. It's the thing that I've really missed during lockdown. But I know that when I go back, it won't be easy. Pulling those weights after such a long time will certainly be hard and painful. But I know that as I keep doing that, it will be making me stronger, and eventually I will reap the benefit.